Last week, we talked about Paul's story being rewritten by God. He went from being a persecutor to being an apostle. He went from performing to living it out. But here's the reality of a new rewritten life. Eventually, that new identity get tested. There comes a moment when the beliefs you say you uphold become very expensive.
Hi.
Welcome back. We're back.
Hello.
We're back.
The
Guess
group
who's
is back.
Back in town.
All right, Kim, Amanda, take it away.
Oh,
Well, nice to see all y'all again.
I know.
And you out there in viewing places.
Viewing land.
In the podcast world.
Exactly.
Asterisk. That's I have to say that really deliberately.
Yeah.
Asterisk.
It is a
I guess somebody asked
challenging
Steve
word.
why he's using that, and it's to draw attention to a thing that you really want somebody to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Also, like an add-on that you're
yeah.
want to make sure somebody sees, and the danger of adding anything to the gospel
Yes.
equals slavery. So chew on that one.
Yeah, right?
Welcome back.
Oh my gosh. Yesterday's sermon was just like a big old onion. There was lots of layers happening.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
kept peeling back and
Yeah, I'm going to kind of stay surface level as best I can because
Yeah.
there's so many weeds to get into.
yeah.
So go back and watch it again and, cherry pick your favorite
Yeah.
thing that you...
Cherry pick your favorite.
Cherry pick your favorite, as we like to do anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that, is Jesus good enough? Is the good news good enough? That's kind of, that's, again, lots of things, but I kind of stewed on that one for a minute because when we start adding things based on our perspective of it, there's danger. We're now adding to the gospel, which is
Yeah.
not a good thing to do.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so easy to do, and all of us have done it at some point in our faith walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether I just was thinking yesterday, like thinking back in my journey and times where I've done that, and I was like, why did I do that? Was it because it makes me feel more comfortable, or I just was viewing through a different lens and not as Jesus did. And I just think maybe I forgot about grace.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like,
Well, we all want grace extended to us,
Yeah.
and it has been with Christ, but we're not always willing to pay that forward, right?
Right.
It stops with us, if you will, and we
well,
lose
I
sight
think
of that
too,
sometimes.
like we lose sight that it's not our job to make somebody spiritually mature or to fit in the way that we see fit, right? That is the work of the Spirit. We're there to love, to encourage, to walk with, and to plant seeds, and that's going to look different for every person. And so I just think, I don't know, I just must have forgot that we're saved by grace through faith.
Yep.
And, his mercy is made new every day. And that's what I need to keep front of mind more than anything else.
Yep.
And everybody's life is going to look different. I mean, my life has looked vastly different from, when I was in my early 20s to now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And you never
Mine too,
know what
blessedly.
people are walking through. I mean,
Yep.
if I'm honest, there's groups of people that I, would be like, ugh. And then if you actually sit down and talk to them, you're like, man, we have so much more in common than we do different. And we've walked through a lot of similar things. And look at me being all judgy. Yeah, trying to make you fit in what I think is the perfect mold. And it also, it makes me feel like, are you trusting God? Because you're adding to his perfect word, to his perfect timing.
You know, Amanda, it's funny that you said that, because on our way back from our vacation, there was a gentleman. He walked across the vehicle we was in. The only thing he had was a makeshift loins cloth, right? He looked the part, right, from the judgmental eye of a vagabond. But like you said, if you was to get out and talk to him, you probably would have had an interesting conversation. One that probably would have opened your eyes even more.
Yeah.
You know, and that judgment. But I didn't have a judgment heart. I had a curiosity.
Yes.
Because I looked at him, I was like, I bet you that man can speak knowledge to somebody if anybody would listen to him.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I feel that way. I'll just be very open, like going to the diversion center. If you want to, to have your perspective changed, go serve at the diversion center.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a lot of experience with like homelessness or drug addiction or any of those things. But talking to those people,
Well, yeah, a lot of
it's like-
folks that are
like, man,
that
I've
are-
walked through a lot of the same things you have.
Yeah. You see folks interviewed that are now homeless or, in a different place. And a lot of them will say, I lost my job. I couldn't afford my house.
Yeah.
And then, my family, whatever. So it's not that much of a step from to be there from where a lot of folks are right now. Right. And yeah, to be more curious and less judgmental. Right.
Yeah.
But I think the go-to for a lot of folks is, again, assuming a certain thing based on our experience and then trying to add that to their experience.
Yeah.
And because how many times have you heard or said in your life, well, at least I didn't, or yeah, but
Yeah.
that kind of stuff where you become self-righteous, and then can't put yourself in their shoes. You can't even fathom how that happened, how they got themselves in that predicament.
Right.
And that's judgment on our part, because we don't know. And we're not going to take the time to find out in most cases, right?
And how awful would you feel? And what does that look like when you do come face to face with Jesus? If because of what you said or did, you turned somebody away from the gospel, from knowing Jesus.
Yep.
It's that Titus test, as I call it. He was a Greek. He was a Gentile. He didn't have the Jewish pedigree, uncircumcised, right? Like you said earlier, Amanda, that's that bubble that they put him in, right? Not realizing, or, they soon came to realize, I would say, is Jesus enough? Is he enough to save this Greek uncircumcised person?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, they were so caught up in
think
the law versus the gospel, and trying to make everything fit in that box. And there was no room for the good news.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and then, Steve talked about too, our invisible requirement for others.
Oh, good God. Go, girl. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's in the same vein, obviously, but our political views. Well, I can't be friends with you because we don't vote the same color. I can't be friends with you because your car isn't right. I can't be friends with you because your skin's not right. The way you dress isn't right. The way you talk isn't. I mean, fill in the blank, right?
Right.
And we all have those things, prejudices, and we carry them around all the time. And if you say you don't have one, you're probably not being truthful with yourself, because everybody's got a thing
Yeah.
which causes us to fall short. I don't know how many times I've said that over the years, but we don't measure up. We're not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. We can just strive to be better every day. And we can only do that if we put God from the second we wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's something to really think about when people walk into North Lake. They love Jesus, but they don't live how we live. Are we going to push them out? Are we going to push them away? Just because they don't live like we live?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You just don't. I mean, I wish we could all have like that Scrooge moment, right? Where like you go back and you can see
What you said or did.
yeah, and like the
it'd be cringy.
ramifications of
It
it.
would
It
be.
would
It'd be
like
so cringy.
yeah.
Like, "Ooh,
I
can't
mean,
believe I said that or did that or didn't say that or didn't do that.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity and I let it just walk on by."
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just as bad to not do a thing as to do a thing sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, if you're not right with Jesus. And again, if we don't start every day honoring our Lord and asking to be on the good foot today, yeah. I was thinking yesterday when Steve was preaching, I was praying actually, I want to be in your presence in the present,
Yeah.
right? I don't want to take my baggage, my whatever fashioned me into something that I used to be, into, you know, and not, I need to pay attention to that because that happened. But when you let Jesus enter your life, when you bring him into your heart, you have to be different.
Yeah. And I think it's so hard in this world, especially where like the enemy is here to divide, right?
Yep.
Like divide. I mean, that's all you see on social media anymore is like just division. This side did this side did this side doesn't care about this side doesn't care. It's like, oh my word.
I can't even watch it anymore.
I know.
It's disturbing.
Exhausting. But it's like we are called to be different.
Yep.
And like you said, to stand out from what our society says. And it's not easy. But I mean, I think there's nothing that I love more than like a few conversations I've had with people that think differently than me, where I was like, you know, we don't think the same, but that's okay. I respect your right to that opinion. And like the look on their face.
Yeah, I like your perspective.
Yeah,
I don't agree
like,
with it.
Yes,
But cool.
Here's
Yeah.
a thought, right? We don't even have to look at outside the society.
Right.
no,
We can look at it right inside the body,
Yeah.
right? You know?
Yeah.
And we have to realize God has no favorite. He has no favorite
No.
pastor, no favorite congregate,
Yeah.
no favorite denomination,
Yep.
none of that. He don't play with favoritism. He
Well, I think we can
plays-
look at it even in our small group.
Yeah.
You know,
Honestly, in our own house.
There's 10 of us and we're not all on the same page.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of time we are,
Yeah.
but, I think that's good. That's a
Yeah.
good conversation to have and continue to have. So you don't have to go far. Yeah. Even in our own family, we don't have,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
and there's only 2 of us currently in the
thing-
house. So
I will say too is just
it's not like when the kids were there. That was,
yeah. Oh
that
gosh.
that was some good conversation back in the day about what?
Yeah.
What did you just say? Okay, let's talk about that for 5 minutes.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I think it's really, really important to know the word on your own
Yeah.
Yes.
and not to rely on a pastor or videos of other pastors or influencers or friends, because you could have a pastor that could have one of these asterisks if I even
Right.
said that right.
Asterisk.
And
Yeah.
And you're thinking that that's the truth, and how easy it would be to be misled.
Yeah.
And you know, again, we're called to look at the fruit and to test the spirits, and so
Yep.
make sure you are in the Word.
Amen
it right,
to
people.
that. All right, Miss Kimmy Kim, is there anything you'd like to leave with the audience?
Two things. Where do you struggle to live in the freedom of grace? And have you ever had to stand up for a truth that was being challenged?
Ooh, there you go. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Do us a favor. Hit that thumbs up button and like and subscribe so you can stay in the know of what's happening with the NCCR podcast. Now tune in next week or come to church next week as Pastor Steve gets into the weeds, a little bit. Just a little teaser. What do you do when you know right, but then you start to pull away? Ooh. Come on by. Check us out. Until then, we are out.